Hello. Hi everyone. I'm sorry for the delay. Actually, there was some technical issue going on. So, welcome back again to our channel CodersArcade. Today we are back again with a CodersArcade live session. This is the weekly Java live session. So, today we will be starting with strings in Java. Okay. So, in our last session, we have talked about methods, and after that I have showed you how to solve some lead code questions. And now today our total focus will be on strings in Java. Guys, this is a very important concept. Just like we have arrays, we have strings in Java, and most of the interview questions in placement drives are based on this topic. Okay, so without any ado, let's get started. And at the same time, I just want to ask all of you to please like and share our videos if you really like the content, and at the same time, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, because that will help you get notified about the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started with this very important topic in Java. Fine. So I am talking about strings. What do you mean by strings? Basic example, very simple example. It is called a sequence of characters. That means, say suppose I have characters S, A, U, R, A, V. This single characters combined together is actually giving me a new data type in Java, which is called strings. Okay, so by definition it is a collection of characters. We can represent this by using a character array also, something like this. If I say char letters and is equal to, if I say in curly brackets, say I am saying J comma A comma V comma A. Okay, this is a character array having 4 characters J, A, V, A. The same thing can be written using a string like this. String letter, the name of the string, equal to J, A, V, A. Okay, so by definition, as I said already, a string is a sequence of characters. It can be anything. Say, just remember this. Doesn't mean that string can only have alphabets. It can have numericals also. So let's talk about what are the things that we can put inside a string. Fine. And okay, right now there are no comments. Let's wait for them. So as I said, by definition, the characters that we can have inside the string are the number 1, it can be letters, number 2 numbers, number 3 special characters, number 4. Can anyone tell me what will be the number 4? We can have letters, we can have numbers, we can have special characters, and very important, the last thing that we can have is spaces. So letters, numbers, special characters, and spaces. All these things we can have inside a string. Okay. So for example, let me take an example where we have all of them. Say CODERS, then I am saying a space arcade, then I am saying hashtag, and then I am saying 123. Okay, this can be a very simple example where we are having all of them. So here you can see letters, then letters, correct, and then the numbers. These are our numbers. Then the special characters. I have taken only hashtag. You can take anything you want. This is the third one, the hashtag, the special characters. Guys, there are lots of special characters that we have in our keyboards. You can use the star symbol, the hashtag symbol. You can have question mark. You can have exclamation mark. Just you have to write it inside double quotes. Okay, this you have to remember. A string in Java is always written inside double quotes. Guys, if you are learning Python, then the concept will be a little bit different. You can either use a single quote or you can use a double quote. Both of them are allowed. But in case of Java, a string is always represented using single double quotes to be correct. Okay, you cannot use single quotes. You will get an error, compilation error. Fine. And I was talking about the spaces. So these are the spaces that I have given in between. I have given one space in between. See, this is the space. Okay. So a string is a collection or sequence of characters which can have letters, numbers, special characters and spaces. Okay. And in order to represent strings in Java, we specifically use the string class. Okay. The string class, which is inside the package java.lang. Okay. The string class in Java is inside the java.lang package. Fine. This is basic about the strings. Let's see some examples. Okay. So, and I will show you how you can create strings in Java, and let's talk about the properties also. So, what I will do is, I have a very easy created notes for you guys that I will show you. See guys, I have this note for you that I have already created for you. By definition, what did I say? I said that strings in Java are a fundamental aspect of the language and are used extensively for handling and manipulating text. The text data that we have, okay, that will be manipulated. Okay, what is this? Hello sir, hi. Here's a detailed overview of strings in Java, including their properties and some common operations. Okay, as I said, immutability. This is a very important property of strings. What do you mean by immutable? Immutable is something that we cannot change. Okay, let's talk about this. What I will do is, let's go back to our editor and try to understand about this. Okay, I have already created a class called string examples. Inside that, I will have the main method. And I will show you two ways how you can initialize or create a string in Java. Okay, first one, way one, I will say string str is equal to, just like we declare an object, what do we do? Class name object equal to, we use new class name. You can see I am getting the suggestion. What does it mean? I have already told you about this, that when we create an object, we call the constructor of that class. Right now, don't focus on this, just focus on the syntax. Class name object equal to new class name. Fine. So here I am just saying, you can see here it says original. That means there is something that happens here whenever you are creating an object. Say I am writing CodersArcade. Guys, this concept is very important to remember. Please remember something called string pool. If in our pool, in the Java string pool, if we already have a string called CodersArcade, yet another string will be created because we have used the new keyword here. That you have to remember, okay? So, as many times we are using the new keyword, a new object will be created. So, this is very important to understand. You guys have to understand this. Fine. But there is one more benefit of the Java string pool is that, suppose if we have written like this, str1, we cannot have the same name variable twice. I am saying str1 equal to. So the first way is to create a string like this by using the string class constructor. The second way is like this, by just giving double quotes and saying CodersArcade. Make sense? So what I mean by this is, when we create a string by using the new keyword, a new object is created or a new instance is created inside the Java string pool. But second time, when you are doing the same thing using just the double quotes, it is not using this as a new memory. What it is doing is, in the string pool, it is searching whether it is present or not, then it will be using the earlier instance only. That's the most important benefit of this. That is why this is the help that has been given by the JVM, the Java Virtual Machine. So I'll repeat this again. Let me go to the whiteboard and write this. So as I said, when you are using the new keyword, a new instance is created. That means an object is created. But when you are using double quotes and writing the same string, it is referring to that particular earlier instance. It is not creating extra memory for this. This you have to remember. This is very important in the placement, right? Okay. So, and also I have given you both the ways how you can create this. Okay. So let me write a comment also. The first way is to use class name object equal to new class name. But what I am saying is, the Java strings are so popular, so commonly used in the language. That's why this syntax is better. You don't have to write like this. Okay. So you can easily write in this way too. Make sense? You don't have to write this syntax because it looks a little bit bigger and it is very, what to say, monotonous to write like this. So rather than writing like this, we will be using this particular syntax. Fine. And there is a very important interview question that is asked in, especially in two companies, Infosys and Capgemini. Okay. So they will say something like this. I have a character array, letters is equal to, say I am having J, comma, A, comma, V, comma, A. Okay. Now, the question that is asked very frequently in the drives is that, how do you convert this character array of letters, the name of the variable is letters, to a string? So let me say string, I am saying language is equal to. Now how do you use this to convert it into a string? So my final output should be something like this. I'll comment this and say JAVA. This is what I want. How do I do this? Can anyone tell me? Many people make this mistake of telling like this. They will use the letters array and they will say there is a function called toString. See, many people have the tendency of using the toString function or the method. Okay, let's see what we get. Fine. We might be thinking that we will get the output directly as Java. Let's see. I will try to print this and show you. Language. Let's run this and see what we get. I'm sorry to say we will not get what we are intending to do. See guys, I will tell you the reason behind this. This is a very important placement drive question asked in the cutoff round, or you can say the elimination round of many companies. The toString function only works with one kind of class in Java. Okay, let me get back to you with this. The toString function that I just now wrote this function only works with wrapper classes in Java. Now comes the question, what are wrapper classes? Okay, see, we have 8 primitive data types, right? Int, char, float, double, byte, short, and we have what? Boolean, and one more is missing, byte, short, int, float, char, double. Anything else is missing? Can anyone tell me? Is anything missing? There should be 8. One is missing. What is that? Who can tell me? I am waiting for a comment. Someone said string. XYZ is saying string. Guys, please make sure string is not a primitive data type. XYZ, you have to understand this. String is not a primitive data type. Tell me, come on. What are the primitive data types? Byte, I have written byte, short, int, char. Come on. That is why I tell you, basics are very important. The long data type, come on man, you guys have to be very confident about all these things. These things, if they ask you in the interviews, you will be dumb at that moment. See, in the interview, when they ask you this kind of questions, you have to remember all these things. That's why you have to know every single language from scratch. That is why we are planning like this. Everyone says, sir, आप DSA का video क्यों नहीं बनाते हो? They keep on asking me. But the thing is that basics are also important. If we don't know the long data type, मैं इसको use कैसे करूँगा? How will I come and use that in the questions? Because in some questions there is something called TLE, time limit exceeded. In some questions you will have out of bounds. In that kind of questions you have to understand that my int is not working. I have to take a different data type. So that's why the primitive data types are very important. XYZ, please make a note of this. Okay. And what I said is the toString function only works with the wrapper classes. Okay. So in that case, all the primitive data types are called primitive because they can only store simple values. Okay. Simple values. If you want to convert them into classes, we have wrapper classes. For each primitive data type, we have capital. This is a wrapper class. Boolean, B capital, it is a wrapper class. Okay? And you have seen that. Guys, when you will learn collection frameworks, you will initialize an array list like this. Array list of, you will not write small int. This will not work. This thing will not work. I will show you. Let me show you. Everyone keeps on asking me, आप DSA क्यों नहीं पढ़ाते? मैं अभी बता रहा हूँ क्यों नहीं पढ़ाता. I will tell you the reason. Just see this. When I say array list, see the most important package for collection frameworks, java.util. What happens here? If I write int, automatically you can see it will not take. That was the thing that I am trying to tell you. Just see here. All these primitive data types will not work when you are using it in collection frameworks. You use the wrapper classes. All the primitive data types, when they are converted to classes, they are called wrapper classes. Okay, and that's why this toString function is very relatable to the wrapper classes. They don't work otherwise. Okay, you have to remember this. This is very, very important, guys. Fine, guys. There are lots of things that we need to learn, that I need to learn, because learning is a continuous process. We have to keep on learning every day, because anytime the syntax keeps on changing. Okay, there are updates to the language. There are lots of things that you have to know. From Java 1.6 to 1.8, we have come across very new things. There are streams, the JDBC, everything is there. So guys, I am telling you one thing, start from the scratch, go step by step, then you will be very easily focusing on your aim, the career, whatever goal you have. Okay. So that's what I am saying. The capital data types that you have are called the wrapper classes, because as soon as I do this, see, it will be correct. Now there is no error. You can see here. Got it? So these are called the wrapper classes. And by wrapper classes, I also mean one thing. If I write int a is equal to 10, and if I say a dot, I don't get access to any methods. In the integer data type, the basic data type that we have, there are no methods. Make sense? But in case of the wrapper class integer, if I say integer a is equal to 10, now just see the difference, or let me give a different value, b. Now see, if I say b dot, guys, see the magic. we get access to lots of different kinds of methods. Okay, I think I am having a comment here. Why do we call it wrapper class? Very good question, Ritesh. Let me tell you the answer. The int data type, it can store only simple values. Just like you can say, what will be the range of integer? It is 2 power minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. This is the max min value. This is the max value. You can only store that values, but it does not have any predefined methods. As we saw here, when I say a dot, I don't get access to any methods, but because whenever we are talking about object oriented programming, at that time we need methods. Suppose we want to convert an integer to a string, we cannot do it directly, but the magic that we can do using the wrapper classes is something like this. If I say b dot to string, this will work, and automatically the integer value will be converted to a string. There is one more concept that you should know, and I should be telling you. See, this primitive data type is actually wrapped, it is covered. It is covered into a class so that it can get lots of methods. That is why it is called a wrapper class. When the primitive data type is wrapped inside a class, it is called a wrapper class. So it is like holding it into a particular class, so that we get all the properties of object oriented programming. Is that clear? Okay. So similarly, just like our 8 primitive data types, we have 8 wrapper classes, all those same classes only. Whatever integer, char, boolean, float we have, those things written in capital letter are called the wrapper classes. Okay. And when you guys are studying swings, applets, at that time these wrapper classes are very important, because the primitive data types won't work there. Okay. Sometimes what happens, you have an application where you have to convert a text file to a number. At that time the wrapper classes are very easily accessible and they can help you. Can primitive data type store wrapper classes? Yes, that's what I was saying. XYZ asks one more question here. So let's come to that concept, something like this. There is something called boxing. And unboxing. XYZ and everyone else who is interested, please learn this properly. And yeah, Ritesh says he understood. Try to understand this, okay? This is a very important concept, and many of the students, I can guarantee, they have not even heard about this word in Java. Okay, so let's talk about this. What is boxing? One primitive data type is converted to a wrapper class, or you can say a object. It is called a boxing, but it is called boxing when it is done by the user. Ultimately, what is auto boxing then? If boxing is done by the user, who will do auto boxing? The compiler? The JVM will do it. We don't have to do it. Clear? Similarly, unboxing will be the ulta, the reverse. When a wrapper object is converted to primitive, it is called unboxing. But when it is done by the JVM, it is called auto unboxing. Is that clear? You guys have to remember this because you never know when they can ask this kind of questions. Okay, XYZ. So your primitive data type cannot store a wrapper class value. You have to convert it back to a primitive data type. Okay, thank you. XY says thumbs up. So okay, you have understood this. So please remember this concept, and I think I will have somewhere something given so that I can show you. Or let me do one thing, let me write a code to show you this thing. See, we were talking about strings and we have gone on to wrapper classes. So I'll just give a line and let me just write something about this wrapper classes. Okay, so let's talk about it something like this. I have int n1 is equal to 10. Now I say integer n2 is equal to new integer. In this constructor I am passing the number 1. And guys, if you see carefully, I am zooming in, there is a red color line here. What does that mean? That is very important to understand. That's why I said in Java, from the time when we started learning Java, I started learning Java in 2007. From the time till now, this line was not there at that time. Now the Java developers community has given this line. That means that you don't have to write this line automatically. It will be done by the JVM. Okay, the process of converting an integer to a wrapper class is called boxing. This I have just told you. Okay, this is called boxing. But you need not do it. It is not mandatory, because if I show you here, integer int is deprecated and marked for removal. In the later versions of Java, this thing will not be required. Okay, @ deprecated. This is a very important concept in Java called annotations. You might have heard about this concept. Okay, annotations. This means that this will not be used. Okay, so this is called boxing. I don't have to use this. I can directly write like this. Integer n3 is equal to, I can directly write n1. This is called auto boxing. Okay, this is a basic integer primitive data type. After that, boxing means converting the primitive data type into the wrapper class, boxing. But this is not required nowadays in the latest versions of Java. In the upcoming versions of Java, it will be completely erased. It will not be required. So when you are doing auto boxing, it is done by whom? As I told you, it is done directly by the compiler. Okay, the JVM. So here I will just write user, here I will write JVM. Got it? Now, as I told you, let's go back to this one also. This is also interesting, right? I told you about unboxing. Let's see that one also, how to do it. Unboxing. So unboxing will be something like this. From the wrapper class, how do you get back the primitive, right? I will say int n1, or n1, n2, n3 is done, right? n3, n4 is equal to, sometimes we write something like this. Integer dot so let me check once. n3, okay, n3 is my wrapper class object. I'll say dot, there is something called int value. Got it? See this? Unboxing from the wrapper class object. This is a wrapper class object. When I'm converting it back, to a normal integer, this is called unboxing. Fine. By using this particular function or the method into value. Hope this is clear. Okay. Now, but this is done by whom? Done by the user. But this is not mandatory. You can simply write like this: int n5 is equal to n3 dot n3. There is no issue at all. This can be handled directly by the JVM. We don't need to do this. Okay. So this is called auto unboxing, and it is done by whom? The Java virtual machine. Hope this is clear now. Guys, this is a very important concept. I did not have a plan of doing this today, but because you have asked this question, thank you for asking this question, we got to know a very easy concept. I hope now it is clear, right? So wrapper classes are the conversion of the primitive data types into the wrapper classes objects, okay, so that we get access to lots of built-in functions of the wrapper classes, okay. And after that, boxing, when it is done by the user, conversion of primitive to object, it is called boxing. When it is done by the compiler, it is called auto boxing. Similarly, the other way around is wrapper class to primitive done by user is called unboxing. When it is done by the JVM, it is called auto unboxing, okay. And let me show you one more magical trick here that is very famous in two placement drive companies. Guys, in latest placement drives, I will tell you about Reva University, Christ University, and sometimes our JSS and RNSIT. This question is very common whenever Oracle or Amazon comes to the companies, okay. They will ask you something like this. Say suppose I have string str is equal to 120. Okay, I think str I already have on top, that's why I am getting a warning. So what I will do is I will say string, okay, string equal to 120. So now s out, I will try to multiply this string into 3. In Python it will happen, guys. If I say 120 into 3, it will be 120, 120, 120. But in case of Java, if I try to multiply string into 3, it doesn't allow me, because there is a data type mismatch. This is a number multiplication and I am trying to multiply a string 3 times. Got it? This won't work. So how can you do this? Because this is a string, I am not allowed to multiply a string 3 times. In Python it will do, because it is a dynamically typed language, okay. But Java is not a dynamically typed language. So here we have to do something else. As I told you, because the wrapper classes can be used to convert data types from one data type to another, I can easily convert this, okay. So now you saw that this is not working, so I will comment this, I will do this. See, I will say string, or I want to convert this to an integer, right, the string to an integer. I will say integer str to int. So I am converting this string to int is equal to string dot okay, we have to use a different formula. Let's do this. I will take the integer dot, there is a function called parse int, okay. That function or method you have to, guys, I'm sorry if I'm saying function, but actually I'm used to teaching lots of programming languages, so you have to bear with this. What I'm saying is function or method, whenever I say, they are representing the same entity, okay. दोनों एक ही चीज़ है, दोनों function ही है, दोनों method ही है. You want to say whatever you want, that's okay, no problem at all. As long as you are understanding the concept, it is okay, fine. So there is a function called parse int, and if you see here, it takes a string, got it. So I will pass the string here. See, now this 120, which was a string, has been converted to a integer. Now if I say s out str to int into 3, so it is 120, right? 120 into 3 is how much? 360 it should be. Let me run this and check. See, guys, make sense? Hope you have understood this now. So I hope now I have given a proper idea of what is wrapper class and how they work. Got it? Now let's do one thing. Let's go back to our string concepts and just do one more thing. I will not jumble you with lots of information in one class only. So let's do one thing. As I had asked you about this toString method had given rise to so many different concepts, right? We learnt about the wrapper classes, we learnt about how to use them, how boxing and unboxing works. We have learnt about all those things. Now let's do one more thing. As I had asked you, now can you tell me? Again comes the same question. XYZ and anyone who is watching. Okay, Ritesh is saying learned very new concept today. Thank you for that comment, Ritesh. Hope you will be joining us every day and learning lots of new stuff. Okay, so what we will do is I will repeat the same question again, guys. Another video will come dedicated on strings. Today it has been mix of different kind of concepts. Hope you like them. But for the timing, I just want to ask you this: how do you convert a character array into a string in a single line? How do you do it? It's very simple. I will tell you. You don't have to use the toString function. It will not work. Rather than that, follow the basic syntax of creating an object. What is the syntax of creating an object? Class name object equal to new class name. So new string, in this constructor of the string, just pass this array letters. That's all. So I will repeat myself. The string class constructor can hold a array of characters and automatically convert it into a string. Okay, this you have to remember. Let me run this now and show you. See earlier, let me show you the earlier run also, so that you can understand. This was our output. This is not your name. This is not something. This is not CodersArcade. This is not our YouTube channel. Now let me run this. Let me show you this code again. I have passed the letters in the constructor. Let me run this now and see what we get. Got it? We are getting Java now. So class name object equal to new class name. In the string class constructor, when you pass a character array, it is automatically converted into a string. Hope you understood this. Okay. So there are lots of other things that you have to learn about strings. This is just the beginning, and there are lots of string interview questions, just like longest common prefix, longest common suffix, and how to remove characters from a string and all those things. We'll be learning those gradually. And I just wanted to give you some properties. So based on that, let me just tell you one more thing that you should know. Strings are immutable, I told you, right? So I am taking a string, say original is equal to, say Saurav. Okay, and guys, I suppose want to add my surname here. So I'll say, let's not write original, let's write something like this. Fine. So string f name, this is my first name, and I have string L name is equal to, I am writing my L name. Fine. And then I am showing you a very important thing that is called concatenation, addition of strings. Okay. So I'll just say string full name, and follow this, guys. I am always using camel case naming conventions. Okay, please remember this. Normal single word, you can use normal conventions. If you have two words together, then use the camel case naming convention. Okay, full name equal to, I will say f name plus L name. But then what will happen if I say S out? There will be no space in between. See, in my name Saurav and Sarkar, there is no space in between. So rather than this, I can easily do one more thing. I can say plus, okay, in between I can put a space like this. Got it? First name is Saurav, then I am concatenating a space. After that I am giving the last name. This will work. Run this. See, now I am getting it like this. So this is a basic way of concatenation, and there is one more way of concatenation that you can do is something like this. Say I want one more name, string, I will say full name using method is equal to, I am using a method in the string class there is a very special method called concat, C-O-N-C-A-T. Okay, let me show you here. I am taking my first name, or let me do one thing. Here all these things I will comment for the time being because I have already showed you. Here I am giving a space. Okay, now I am saying fname dot concat, C-O-N-C-A-T. You can see this is the function concat. Okay, and it will take another string. So I am passing L name here. Fine. Now S out. Let me just print this. Got it? Guys, you can concatenate it by using the plus operator, this plus. Here, because the data type is string, it is doing string concatenation. If the data type was integer, it will do addition, normal addition. Okay, integer, float, depending on the numbers, it will do addition. Here it is not addition, it is just concatenation, adding of strings. Okay, so here what I did, I took the concat method from the string class and first use the first string and then the second string in the bracket as a parameter. Let me run this now. You can see again I am getting the same thing. Okay, so I was talking about immutability. Let's do one thing. Okay, my first name is Saurabh. I will do something different now. So I am saying S out fname dot, suppose I want to convert the case to completely uppercase. I will say to uppercase, TUC. Okay, you can see this is a function to convert everything to uppercase. Okay, I am using this. After that, let me print the original first name. So this will convert this to uppercase, but after that I am printing the original as well. Let's run this and see. Check here. This is the uppercase conversion of this particular string, but the original string is intact. It will never change. Okay, please, you have to remember this. That's why strings are called immutable. But if strings are immutable, then how can you make mutable strings? That is a very important interview question. ये बहुत बार पूछा जाता है. This is very frequent. Sir, increase the duration of live classes so we can learn cool stuffs like we learned today. अरे हम लोग भी चाहते हैं, even we like this XYZ. We also want to increase the duration of our classes. लेकिन the thing is that placement drives are going on and I cannot show you right now, but students are standing outside and waiting outside just to start on with their regular classes actually. I'm sorry for that. I will definitely try to increase the classes. Okay. Definitely try to increase the duration of our classes and try to bring more content like this every day, because there is lots to learn and there are lots of things that can help you in your interviews. And guys, if you have not subscribed, you should subscribe to our channel. And XYZ also, I'm requesting you, you bring your friends together here so that we can learn together lots of cool stuff every day. Thank you for your comments and feedbacks. It really means a lot for us. Okay, so what I'm saying is we can do one thing. We can increase the duration of our classes and we can solve some DSA important interview questions also. That will do. Okay, thank you for your suggestion. So as I said, I will repeat this again, the last thing that I had said already. If our Java strings are mutable, as I said, if the Java strings are immutable, beg your pardon, then how do you create mutable strings? Is it possible? How do you create mutable strings? अगर हम लोग इसको change ही नहीं कर सकते, if the Java string, the original string will not change, right? Even though we are using lots of functions, say to uppercase, to lowercase, lots of functions we have. If we are using all these things, still the original string is not changing, then how can you create mutable strings? There are two special classes in Java which help you to create mutable strings. Those are present in the same package, java.lang. They are, can anyone tell me? I am waiting for the comments. The classes names are string buffer and string builder. Okay, these are the two special classes in Java that help you to create mutable strings. We will learn about them dedicatedly in our coming classes. Okay, don't worry about that. So I hope till now you have liked the video, guys. If you really like the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And guys, I am requesting again, सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहे हो आप लोग, बस देख के भाग जा रहे हो, ये नहीं करना है. प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करो. और क्या बोल रहा? नहीं हो गया ना. So I think I will wind up this today. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for all your patience and watching. I'm sorry for the technical issue that was coming in the beginning. And we'll come up with lots of videos like this. Stay tuned. And thank you for all your suggestions. I will look into every suggestion and we'll come back again. लेकिन सब्सक्राइब करना ज़रूरी है. सब्सक्राइब नहीं करोगे तो हम लोग मोटिवेट नहीं होंगे. Thank you guys. Bye bye and happy learning. This is Saurabh signing off.